Hey nerds, Vito's842 back again. Today we're gonna have to play the game Defrag, which is by Brandon McCool and Envy Board Games. It's for 1 or 2 players. Plays in about 20 minutes, ages 12 and up. It's a bit of a thinky game, um, and it's all about computers. It's even designed like a floppy disk. Who remembers those? And basically, it's 1995. Who remembers 1995? I was halfway through high school in 1995. So I remember these computers. And basically, your trusted computer is chosen to slow down to a crawl, and you rebooted, you've task killed, and you even pet the monitor gently. No dice. You have to do the one thing. The one option you have left is defrag. If you know what defragging is, well, hopefully you know what defragging is. If you don't, I'm not going to explain it because it's not my expertise. You get a user manual with the rules, and you also get a scenario manual for different scenarios. If you want to play 2 players, you need a second deck, so keep that in mind. In the game, you get a nice dry erase board and a marker for keeping score. You have 4 file types. You will score each one once, only once during the game. And there is a ranking here, so you can keep track of how well you did. I believe this is where I got my first time playing, which I guess is fine. Right in the middle. Or actually, yeah, in the middle. You got 18 cards. They're squared. They have different types of files on each of 4 sides. And they're double-sided as well. And in the middle, you have actions, such as directions that you can move cards in. This tells you what is on the other side, which is this way. You can also recycle a card, once I'll explain. And there's a few special symbols I should talk about. That's not one of them. If I can find them. So your different file types include Notepad, Paint, Graphs, and System. You also have, if I can recall what that one is, some special stuff here. There's also cooperative mode, but again, that's the 2 players. You need 2 decks, 2 games. Okay, so you also have this file, which is the help file. This counts as a wild and can be used as any one of these other file types when you're trying to make sets. You have this tree here, which is the file tree. And this tree, if you put it in a stack of files that you're collecting, if you have 2 stacks of the same file type, you can actually access the second one and combine them and score them all. Normally, you can only score 1 stack of that file type. But yeah, it lets you remotely access any one matching card or stack anywhere in the same row or column. Same row or column. Keep that in mind. You also have this symbol here, which is on this side. This is the network accent, and this lets you move any one card from anywhere in the grid to any position in the row or column where you played this card, even directly into a stack. So this lets you, if you have a card, let's say I'm going for paint, and I have a card that's way over here, that's out of reach, I can use this and bring it over here and stack it up. You'll see how it kind of plays out. And then the last one I want to show you is the save action, if I can find that one. There it is. This floppy disk is the save action. And when you play this, you can actually take one card out of the grid and add it to your hand and save it to use later on, effectively giving yourself 3 cards in your hand as opposed to 2. You can never save more than 1 card at a time. And if you take this action again, while you're already saving 1 card, you must take the card that you're currently saved and throw it in the recycling bin. And replace it with the newly saved card. So you can only have up to 3 cards at a time. So what you're going to do is you're going to mix up all the cards. And you're going to rotate them, and you can even flip them this way. Just mix them up any which way you can. You're then going to deal out 8 cards. Just like so. You'll then draw 2 cards into your hand and put the rest into a draw pile. Let me just sell this over. I'll just show you a little bit of how you play. So when you play, the cards have to be the window side up. So you have to be able to see Defrag. You can't put it this way or this way. It has to be Defrag up. Remember, this is the wild. It can be used as anything. When I place a card in this grid, I can place it in the middle. I can place it anywhere around the outsides. If the symbol matches one that's there, I can then rotate a card. So for instance, I don't know if I want to do that one. See what's on the other side. Okay. See, it's a thinky game. I'm actually... How do I want to play this? None of these kind of match where I wanted. Unfortunately. I'm going to play these ones here. So because these are both paint symbols, it doesn't matter if it's this one that has 1 paint or if it's 2 paints. I can rotate this card. I cannot rotate this one or move this one, but I can rotate this one, and perhaps I rotate it to... Well, you know what? I'm not going to rotate it. You don't have to, and I'm not going to, because I kind of want these wild files up here. Then you look at this action. You can always do this action, and this is move, and I can move it in the same row or column wherever I want. So I will move this one here and put it on top of this one. So now I have a stack with the graphs, and maybe that's what I'm going to go for this round for scoring wise. So then I draw up another card, and I can look at this one and see what I'm going to do here. It does have a graph on it. I'm going to play it here. I'm not going to rotate. Because these symbols match, again, I could rotate this one. I believe I can even flip it the other way. I'm not going to do that. And this says I have to move a card down. So I'm going to stack up these paints. I draw another card. And you just keep doing this through the game. I'm going to put this one here. It doesn't match symbols. Actually, it matches these symbols. If it matches both symbols, I could rotate both of these. But you know what? I will rotate this one and get the paints on top. And then this says I can move up. So I'm going to move these paints up. All right, we're getting somewhere. I'm on a card. I'm just going to place this one here. And it says I have to move something over in this row. So I will move these over and stack them up. And let's say, we've played out the rest of the cards and this is the end of the round. At the end of the round, once you've played all the cards you have in your hand, you're going to score one of the file types. I can't score these ones because there's more than one of the graphs. I could score these ones, but I can't actually since it's graphs. I can't score these ones. I could score this, but it'd just be worth 2. But I would score this one, paint. And so I would get 3, 6, 9 for the paint. And I would write that down on my score pad. Then I would take these cards, and let's just say that I had, this here, and this here, and this here, and this here. Let's say I had actually a couple more, so let's say I have 12 in my hand instead of 9, actually. Improving my score. Then what you're going to do is these cards are going to become in your hand. You have to discard one, and you can mix up the rest. Draw 2, put the rest in your pile here, and then you continue playing. And now you'd be trying to go for either the notepad, the graph, or the system. And remember, you can only have one to score. So in order to score the system, for instance, I'd have to get all of these into one stack or 2 stacks and use one of those special cards to, connect them or move them. So that's kind of the game in a nutshell. The recycle option is on every card. It's a secondary option available on every card, and then what that is instead of playing a card into your display here, what you can do into the grid is you can discard one of the 2 cards from your hand into the recycling bin. So if I don't like these cards, don't want to play them, I can discard one and then draw up another one and maybe play one of those. That's the recycle action. That's the game in a nutshell. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. Eventually you will add up your score for everything and see how you ranked. It's an interesting game. It's not going to be for everyone. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But I think it's pretty cool now that I understand it a bit better. So yeah, that is that. Hopefully that makes sense. Comment, like, subscribe. What do you think? We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.